Hello everyone! End of an era. End of an era. Jurgen Klopp's gone, and I thought leaving the stadium I was going to be a lot more upset, to be honest. I was like, don't let me leave! But I've really enjoyed today's experience. In fact, I'll go as far to say today was the best day of my life. I got to share a day of honouring not a wonderful manager. Like, he was a wonderful manager, but that's not what I was there for today. I was there to celebrate him for what a wonderful person he's been, what he's provided to the city. And I'm so happy that we never got to just thank him, but I'm also buzzing that we got to thank his coaching staff. I'm glad that we got to thank Joel Matip. I'm buzzing that we got to thank Thiago. And Thiago got to win trophies with the biggest club in the world. What a player you are, son. Joel, you are just a legend personified. That's just what it is for you. And then for Jurgen and his staff, I can only thank you for all the effort that you put into this wonderful club and making it wonderful once again. And, you know, that aspect of belief, like you said, it never went. It was just suppressed. And you guys brought that back to the surface. And for that, we'll be forever grateful for what you did for this club. And as one chapter closes, another one begins. And that's where the Arne Slot era comes in, you know what I mean? But, and by the way, Jurgen Klopp sang the song that I sang at the beginning of my video the other day. If you watch my most recent video on Arne Slot, it's probably like 2 or 3 videos ago. You'll see, very beginning of the video, I'm singing that very song. Klopp watches James Redmond TV confirmed, though. Fun fact, I've actually never got to meet Klopp. Hopefully that happens one day. But you know what? I'm so happy that I got to learn lessons off that man that I never thought I could imagine. I think he's one of the most wise people I've ever got to see on a screen. I think he's the perfect person who got matched with this football club. And he never just became a father figure to many of us, but he became one of us without question. He just is. And, you know, even like Pep Linders, he's the same. It's just he loves it. He got involved. And I'd feel very good if he was the next manager, to be honest. But then Arne Slot is also looking really promising, and I'll talk about that towards the end of the video. But anyway, for now, I just want to talk about what Jurgen Klopp is and the fact that he won everything in the game when coming up against state-funded clubs and teams who spend $1 billion in the space of 365 days. To still win everything in the game and to do it your way, to do it the right way, is unbelievable. You know, there's probably 5 or 6 or 7, maybe even 8 teams in the Premier League who spend more than Liverpool do, yet you took us to the top of football. You know, I judge Premier League teams. The best metric to judge your Premier League team and how good it is isn't actually just trophies, but how many wins did they get? How many points did they collect? How little games did they lose? Jurgen Klopp made one of the best Premier League teams of all time in that regard. He got 3 different times of getting 92 points with a very similar squad. Players who were considered done weren't actually done. He actually was able to squeeze one more season out of them. And there was almost this element of Bill Shankly with Klopp. You know, Bill Shankly had the problem with keeping hold of his absolute beloved players for way too long. And eventually Liverpool had to endure an overhaul. But what a manager he was. And he built Liverpool, but then Klopp rebuilt Liverpool and, you know, just instilled everything what this football club's about and what it means. And today was the greatest experience of my life. I was in the Kop End today and I walked straight to the stadium, watched the game, watched the after ceremony. Once we leave, I went straight back home. And I've been sitting here for the past half an hour just going over everything. I was a kid when Jurgen Klopp came in. I can't imagine how old you was. I know there's a lot of people younger than me who watch this channel. I can't imagine how young you was when Klopp came in. Maybe Klopp is all you know, and maybe you've got a vague memory of Brendan Rodgers at Liverpool. But I was a teenage boy when Jurgen Klopp came in. I'm now a man. I've got my own place. My life is dramatically different, but the love that I have for Jurgen Klopp never changed. And for him to have achieved what he did, not even on a trophy basis, and how crazy is it to say that he won everything in the game, but that's not even what I'm talking about. I'm talking about just what he taught me as a person, and you know, just what he did for us, the fans. And I think he's just great. The way he sang Arne Slot's song, and you know, he like I said, he just became one of us, and you know what I mean. He's making tunes already. People fucking hell. Done his job as a manager, now he's doing it as a fan. And I'm going to miss him, but then I'm not as well, because I know that he's still very much going to be a part of this club. I'm sure we'll see him at games from time to time. I'm sure we'll see him visit the city, and I'm sure, who knows, maybe one day he'll come back as a sporting director, you know what I mean? But I'm just so happy that it happened, and this means most. This means most. I've never saw a manager instill such desperation into non-Liverpool fans to tear down somebody because they're the manager of Liverpool. And that's why you'll hear things like, he only won it once, and like that's a bad thing, and you know, what else did he win type thing, and desperation tactics to try and nullify the Liverpool manager. But what that then does is then it takes it past the person who he is. And there's so many more rival fans who respect Jurgen Klopp and understand the Premier League's losing something than rival fans who don't see it that way. And Jurgen Klopp sums it up perfectly. I feel sorry for those people. If you don't look at our previous 9 years and say that that is not what football is about, you will never enjoy a footballing experience the way I do. I saw Man City lift the league title today. I saw us. I was there for us turning out for Klopp on the coach. The energy is just a different level. The experience is just a different level. And that's not a jibe at City. It's just, it makes me grateful that I was born into supporting this club. I'm happy I never got a choice. I don't know how people who choose teams, who aren't born into the teams, I wonder how they choose it, but I could only imagine I'd go for the team who's most successful and these type of things. On that premise, I'd probably be a Man United fan, thank you, Lord Jesus, you know what I mean? Don't want to be supporting those Red Devils now, you know what I'm saying? And to be born into this team, it absolutely means most. We were the talk of the country today, and that was because how much of an impact Jurgen Klopp made, how boss he is. And people are going to be happy to see the back of him. And we move on to this next chapter, and it's actually something I'm very excited for, because do you know what? I've seen Arne Slot. He also had his farewell game with Feyenoord. And by the way, Mainz sang You'll Never Walk Alone. Dortmund sang You'll Never Walk Alone, or do sing. And so does Feyenoord. Feyenoord sing You'll Never Walk Alone. So we're getting another manager who has heard the prayer before, the pre-match ritual before. And even when you just see him conduct himself in his interview, he's speaking Dutch, so I don't know what he said, but he seems like a very well-articulate man. Seems like a very energetic spirit. And for that reason, I'm very pleased that we're getting him. I really am. I like the initial signs. He could come in and do really poorly. I can only judge of what I've seen. I've seen him smash it in his league. Again, kind of like Liverpool. Nowhere near the money of Ajax or nowhere near the money of PSV yet. Still getting them to a league title. Still winning them a cup. Getting them to a European final. Sounds very similar to Klopp, just on a smaller scale. But then you look at the energy and I think the translation, or should I say the transition of Klopp to Slot is going to be a very nice one, because the players are going to still see an energetic figure just in a different face. And no one can replace Jurgen Klopp, not even Slot. And Slot can go and win 10 Premier Leagues in a row and he'll never surpass the greatness that Klopp had. Same with Shankly and Paisley. Paisley isn't, if a legend doesn't even justify what Paisley is, and then how do you justify Shankly in that case? Because Shankly is numero uno, and then you go Paisley, and you know, that's what Klopp is for the modern day fan. I think even if you speak to, you know, I remember when we got 97 points, and I spoke to 80-year-old fans, Liverpool fans, and they said that was the best team that they'd ever seen. And they'd seen the greatest team of any era, you know, the King Kenny era, where, you know, we won everything in the game and won, friggin' hell, Paisley won, 18 trophies in 9 years. And they said that season, 97 points, didn't even win the league, was the best team that they'd ever seen. And I think that goes to show, you know, you look at the two Champions League finals, Real Madrid, the first game, Karius makes those mistakes. It's unfortunate because it changed his career, but we lost out on that one. And then the second one against Real Madrid, Courtois had the game of his life, but we dominated. Aston Villa going 2-0 up to fumbling that, and you know, that could have been another league title. And, you know, 97 points, higher than any points tally that Sir Alex has accumulated, Mourinho has accumulated, Arsene Wenger has accumulated. And that's why I say, you know, Jurgen Klopp is above those. Maybe not Sir Alex, but you know, I think it goes in the top three for me. Pep, Sir Alex, Klopp, and that's me trying to not be biased because I can look more into it and maybe even squeeze him slightly higher up the list, because never do you see a manager dominate England and achieve 97 points tallies and 99 points tallies and 92 points tallies with a squad unless they're the richest, unless they have the most resources. And Klopp said it best, you know, he's not the best coach in the world, we don't have the most money in the world, but yet we achieved everything in the game. Everything in the game. And I understand this video will not be for a non-Liverpool fan, because non-Liverpool fans will listen to this and go, it's about the trophies. We were brought up differently, you know, the journey is more important than the destination, and I think that's what football is, and I think the countless memories that we've had is that. And you can't laugh at me for that, because my club, me and my ancestors, we've seen the most trophies more than anybody. We've got the most trophies in the country, and I'm telling you, it's not about trophies, it's about the journey. And we've got the most, so I'm not even saying it, like, we're the most successful team this country's ever seen, most Champions Leagues, we've got one less Premier League than Manchester United, and, well, English First Division, if it makes you feel any better, league title overall. But overall, we've got the most major trophies in this country, I think by 3 or 4, and I'm still saying to you, it's not about the destination, it's more about the journey. And I think of Norwich City 5-4, I think of Dortmund 4-3, I think of Barcelona 4-0, I think of Origi getting the winner against Everton, Van Dijk hit it, goes off the bar, falls to Origi, Klopp legs it on to Alisson, Alisson's goal against West Brom. I could go on and on and on with moments that you know, even just little moments like, you know, the Champions League group stage against PSG, or Hoffenheim 4-2 in the Champions League qualifiers. And these are the moments that make football so special, and that's why I think out of any fan in the world over the past 8 years, I've had the most special 8 years, and Liverpool fans have had the most special 8 years, because we reached the maximum emotion that I can't judge other teams, I can only talk for ours. You know, that emotional journey, that emotional level that we reached, I don't think even a treble City, a treble winning Man City could achieve. Because it's different, it's this club, it's these people, it's what we all want and fight for, and when we get together, no matter the culture, we understand what this club is, and it is a very energetic thing. It's something you can only feel if you go, and I can't imagine anybody who's never sat amongst the Liverpool fans that truly understands what it's like to be a Liverpool fan. But it's the most special thing in the world, and I'm so grateful, and I'm so grateful we got to watch Jurgen Klopp for these years, because, and don't let the modern day fans tell you it's all about trophies. You support the team with the most trophies in this country. Tell them to sit down and understand it's more about the journey. That's what Klopp taught me, a man who won everything in the game with a club that weren't meant to do so. Maybe Liverpool Football Club, the name was meant to do so, but come on, where we was the other day. Like, I done a video with Big Steve the other day, and I respect his opinion, but I thought somebody who might have went from Football League 2 to the Premier League title would have understood the journey is more important than the outcome or the destination. And he was sitting there saying, you know, like, oh, aren't you Liverpool Football Club? You should have won more. No, we were the underdogs the past 8 years. If it makes you feel any worse because you want City to be the underdogs, or Chelsea fans want Chelsea to be the underdogs, or Saeed wants Man United to be the underdogs, we are the ultimate underdogs. Chelsea spend billions and billions. City have bent the rules, and the evidence suggests that, even though they haven't been classed as guilty, but we can still look at evidence and say, you know, it is probably one of the most sort of exposed, undisclosed things that we've seen happen ever. And they probably won't ever get caught. They probably won't. But we've competed against these two sides. We've competed against Man United, who can go and get Champions League winning Ronaldo, Champions League winning Varane, Champions League winning Casemiro. We go and get Mo Salah from Roma. We go get Mane from Southampton. We go get friggin', you know, Alisson from Roma, or Virgil van Dijk from Southampton, who was told he was going to be a flop at the time, or Trent from the academy, or Robbo from Hull, and we became the best team in the world. And unfortunately, with the way Liverpool Football Club runs itself, it was always going to take time for a rebuild. Last season, we get 6th, automatically jump right back to 3rd, and we were in a title race up until May. come on, come on. You've never seen a manager like this before, and you'll never see anyone like it again. And thankfully, we were able to give him the greatest send-off of all time for one of the greatest managers of all time. Simple as that. Tears were let go of at Mainz. Tears were let go off at Dortmund. Send-offs were given after similar spells, and the same's happened here. And that's why Klopp will forever be the best that I've ever seen. He's not as smart as Pep Guardiola in terms of a tactical sense, and I do think Pep Guardiola is an elite manager, and I think he's the pick of the bunch. But for a little lad from, should I say, a really tall, angry German from Mainz to get on the level of, you know, let's call it what it is, you know, a classical Spanish Barcelona graduate, to compete with him, the greatest manager of all time, Pep Guardiola, and to even be on that level from where you both started in life and where you have got to is unbelievable. And to do it with significantly less resources in two different countries is incredible. And I love Jurgen Klopp for it, and that's why for me he will be going down as the greatest manager of all time, and that will not change. Even if Slot ends up winning 20 Premier Leagues in 21 seasons, it will not change. Ever. I don't think any other man could have rebuilt Liverpool the way Klopp did. And I'm sad he's going, but I'm very happy that he's going to get to spend more time with his wife, the Queen of Liverpool. Oola. And he's the king, obviously. And I hope that they always get treated with nothing but love and respect wherever they go, not just Liverpool. But when they come to Liverpool, they are royalty. You are royalty. I love you like you are my parental figure's boss. And I'm just soaking everything in. I'm just like going through all the memories in my brain. And I know that this has been 10 minutes or how long? 17 minutes. Gonna need to wrap up. 17 minutes of glazing Jurgen Klopp, but feel free to disagree with me, but you can't disprove anything I'm saying because it comes from right here. That's where it comes from. It comes from there. And congratulations to City for winning the league. It's one of the best teams I've ever seen. We should have never competed with you, and we did, and we beat you once. And that's very, very good with the circumstances of both clubs. Chelsea, who spent all that money, we were above you this whole time, beat you in 4 finals. Man United, I could collect all the score lines that we smashed yous by, and it was boss. And Everton, love yous, mate, because we need yous to have someone to laugh at. But now you know who and now you know who the big boys are. You know what I mean? You knew anyway, but now you're reminded of it, because I remember when I was a kid, it was a lot more competitive when it came to Liverpool and Everton. And now we go on to the Slot era, and again, I'm very confident about him. I saw how he made the Feyenoord fans feel. I've saw the trophies he's won, the things he's achieved. He's a good cup manager, as he's proven this season, and the season he got to a European final, which was his first season. We go again, man. We go again with Arnie. Guys, thank you for watching. Thank you, Klopp, for not only the best day of my life today, crying in the cop end with fans, and like me and a woman, we grabbed each other and we started crying. It was boss. Just a boss day. And we go again. You will never walk alone till the day I die. Up the mighty Reds.